Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about reconnaissance. Okay, but before starting reconnaissance, actually we should see what comes before reconnaissance. Okay, usually before we do anything, we take any action, like before we run any command, we have to actually go through this one. This is the first step. We have to planning and rolling of engagement. So basically, every engagement begins with a clear documentation. There should be documentation. Like for example, a company hired me to do penetration test to its systems, networks, right? So I need to know what am I allowed to do, what can I do, and what I shouldn't do, what I cannot, what is not allowed, right? Because that's what we mean by define your scope here. We have to establish legal authority and agree operational constraint before sending a single packet. Okay, we'll talk about this packet. Basically, before you make any scanning or something, you have to first get a documentation to define your scope. Okay, like which IPs am I allowed to do scanning for, which IPs I'm not allowed to do, right? Like for example, map target IPs, domains, assets, isolate production from, staging, set data limits, okay, explicitly restrict those testing, okay, because even the reason for this is, like, let's say I didn't make any restriction for when I'm scanning, okay, it could actually affect the network. Like for example, if I'm going inside, I'm doing network scanning inside the network, okay, and I didn't put any limit, like rate limit or something, it could actually stop the network, slow down the network, or even completely stop, because you're basically sending thousands of packets at the same time, right? Thousands of packets, and this will overload the network, right? You have to set limits, and you have to choose which IPs are allowed, which IPs are not allowed, right? And you have to have a written authorization before you do anything, to sign off a non-disclosure agreements. Like, it's very important. All this stuff you have to be there, okay? And you have to restrict testing to off-peak windows with these are rules of engagement. What are the rules that should be followed? Like for example, maybe they will tell you to only make testing from this time to this time, okay? So and then maybe they will tell you that to limit lateral movement, moving from one PC to another, maybe ban destructive payload. Like also you should have a kill switch, emergency kill switch, in case everything goes on. All this stuff, scope, definition, legal framework, rule of engagement, has to be there before we do anything, okay? Before we start reconnaissance, okay? So the next step, which is reconnaissance, okay? Reconnaissance is the initial phase of security testing. Okay, we have to have basically it means gathering intelligence on your target. That's what reconnaissance means, right? Like mapping the target. Like if you've seen, like in the military, like they are when they are going to any new place. Okay, first thing they do is reconnaissance, right? They search for they have a look before they do take any action. They have a look at the area, the buildings, the houses, everything, right? Just have a look without knocking the door, without anything, just so they can get information about it, like get the target information, all these details. Basically that's the same idea of reconnaissance, right? Mapping a target's digital footprint to identify entry point and vulnerability. So over 90% of targeted corporate data breaches begin with deep OSINT. Okay, so first you have to get written authorization. We've talked about this already before you do any scanning, and ensure all active scanning target fall strictly within the signed legal scope before you do anything. Okay, check the scope. And here we have also start passive. Yeah, we have two types of scanning. We have passive scanning, okay, and active scanning. The difference is passive scanning, you don't have to, you will not actually touch the company or the system or the network. You're just going to scan, you're just going to check the information publicly available, okay, without interacting with the company or the organization. Okay, so active is the opposite. You're going to interact with the organization, right? So first thing you have to do that. Then throttle scan speed. Okay, slow down the active scanners to prevent crashing fragile legacy production servers. This is what I've been talking about previously. Setting limits, okay, rate limits. So yeah, validate found data, document everything. So these are the rules and that we should follow actually. Okay, like let me give you an example here. Okay, I'm going to take HackerOne. Okay, is actually a platform for bug bounty, for attack, for allows people to bug bounty. So I just want to go ahead and do something here. 1 second, I want to show you the scopes. Login, for example, here, because this provides a good example actually for planning rules of engagement, the scopes, because you don't actually do anything on the websites or the organization without checking the scopes. Okay, so let's go ahead here. Yeah, let me just choose anything here, any website or application. This is one example. Okay, so this company basically it's allowing you to do testing to this website. Okay, but it also has a scope here. First thing you will do is go to the scope, right? The scope here, so you can see the scopes here, what are in scope and out scope. Okay, what you can do here, for example, you can check the scope. The scope is inside scope. That means you can do the testing for this. Okay, and it's telling you it's ineligible for bounty, so they're not going to pay you even if you find vulnerability for this. Okay, so this is just an example. So we have out of scope here. Here we don't have any out of scope, but in some cases we have out of scope. Okay, that means you're not allowed to touch those domains or subdomains. Okay, you're not allowed to post to do any testing with it. Okay, that's why you have to follow the scope. And we have also program guidelines. Basically that's the rules of engagement. Basically we have here for initial, yeah, it's telling you here out of scope. Please note we cannot authorize out of scope testing and third-party products vulnerability. And here for initial validation, this is basically like guidelines, rules and guidelines, okay, that you should follow. Okay, so this is just a brief example of things that you should keep in mind before moving on, okay, to passive reconnaissance. Passive reconnaissance is actually it gathers data without directly interacting with the target infrastructure. So all information collected from publicly available source. That's it, leaving no trace to target system. So passive reconnaissance, here you don't touch the organization or the company. Okay, you get information about the organization or the company from online, like basically publicly available sources, like from Google, using different methods, or there are tools that allows email. You can check emails, like you can gather subdomains of this company. Okay, all this you're going to do it without touching or interacting with the infrastructure or the organization. You're just going to do it using publicly available sources. Okay, no trace on the target system. That is the first step. Okay, there are different tools here. Basically search engine hacking. Okay, this is leverage Google Docs to find leaked credentials, expose directories, and we'll do that. We'll check that also. We have automated OCN tools. Subfinder is a tool that's used to discover subdomains. Okay, and Spiderfoot Recon. Social media, you can analyze LinkedIn or GitHub to map employee and structure, and we have here. Okay, so before we move on to active reconnaissance, let's have a look at examples of passive reconnaissance. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open Kali Linux here. Okay, first thing, in the previous video we installed the Kali Linux. Okay, now what we will do is we're going to start with the subdomain enumeration. Okay, basically subdomain is just like, for example, we're going to use pentest. We're going to use a tool called Subfinder. Okay, or before this, let's go ahead and check the harvester. Okay, the harvester tool. Okay, the harvester. The harvester. This is the tool name. This tool is going to give you all the details, like emails. It's going to give you emails that are available in the organization. It's going to give you the domain. It's going to search the internet as well for all these details, right? So what you have to do, okay, is the harvester is usually already installed on the tool. You don't have to install it, but if you have to install any application, you just have to use sudo apt install. Okay, for example, the harvester. Okay, this is the command that's used to install the tool, any tool. It doesn't have to be the harvester, right? And so right now the harvester, let's say I'm confused, I don't know, or I forgot how to use the tool. So all I have to do is just type here the harvester, okay, and -h. H means help, basically. It's going to give me the command the harvester is deprecated. Please use, yeah, it's actually right. You just have to use this H capital. Okay, so this is what happens. Yeah, you have to use H has to be capital. That's the name of the tool. And next, what we need to do, it will give you a list of usages, how to use this one, options. Okay, basically how to use this tool. Okay, here is telling you -D for here on the top. Here you can see -D for company name, means domain, basically company name. Limit, to limit the number of search results, default to 500, and to start, and proxies, show them. So basically, and we have to also define, I think here one more, like B, the source. Okay, source can be Google or from where you wanted to search, from Baidu or any other tool, right? So let's start here. Okay, now that we know how to use it, the harvester. Okay, -D. The domain, I'm going to use this domain for test purpose, pentest.ground.com. This is intentionally made vulnerable application, company website. Okay, it's intentionally vulnerable for testing purpose. Okay, and then what I will do is -B. Here I can define the source from where I need to search. I can define here Google. I can say comma Bing. I can say comma LinkedIn. Okay, okay. Or I can just type here all. It will search all the available sources, because all the available sources, because it has many different sources, but some sources will not work because you have to add the API keys actually. Okay, but if you choose all, it will check all. Okay, and -L, here's I put the limit. The limit is the default is 500 results, right? So I will make it 100, reduce, or I'll make it 500. It's fine also. Okay, then -F. Here I'm going to type here pen test. This is just -F means it's just a file. It's going to create a file name and it's going to store the result here. Okay, result harvester like this, and let's go ahead and run the code. So you see now it's checking all the available sources. Okay, it will check here, for example, virus total. It will check Baidu. It will check Bing, all LinkedIn, everything. Okay, see, searching DuckDuckGo here. See, if you see here, all these browsers, all these sites, search engines, and all these different search engines. Some of them will not work because it's, you have to add API keys for them to work. Okay, so this is basically what it will do once it's finished. Okay, let's give it some time. Let me pause the video. Okay, now that it's finished, okay, it's going to save it for you in XML format and JSON format here. Okay, now ls here. I can just open the results. Harvester.json. You see, it's going to list here all the results that it found from the internet about this domain. Okay, for example, the host here is the host name app.pentest.ground. We have bank, we have this different hosts, and even sometimes it will give you the email also which it found from the internet related using this domain, email connected to me. Sometimes it will give you more details like IPs, even IPs you can find here, and more details like this. Okay, this is one tool. Okay, the harvester. Next we can check off the subdomain also. We can get subdomains, like for example we can use subdomains, subfinder. Okay, subfinder is a tool. We can type here pentest, for example pentest. -D means basically domain. Okay, -ground.com, and -O means output, where we will store, where you want to store the result of this scan. Okay, so you can choose here subfinder, pen test results, for example, results.txt or something, right? It's just any name. This is, you can choose any name. Okay, so what subfinder will do is going to check all, give you all the subdomains you find on this for this, and it's going to store it actually in the results.txt. Again, subfinder is actually a tool. It was not installed in the Kali Linux. Okay, I installed it using this command, sudo apt install. Okay, subfinder. Okay, keep this command, keep this, and you click enter, it will automatically install it for you. Okay, so let's check the results. Cat subfinder underscore pentest results.txt. okay, the spelling there is actually not correct, so it's okay. So these are the amount of subdomains that we found, okay, from that domain, okay. So there are another, let me clear this. Okay, there are other tools like Asset Finder, for example. Asset Finder will also look for gives you subdomain. Okay, just have to use this command, subs only, specify, just I'm telling it only subdomains. Pentest ground.com. Okay, this will do the same thing. Okay, if you want to store it, you use -o and put any name here, results.com, store it in a file or something. Okay, basically that's the idea. There are other tools that we need to look at, like for example, let me go ahead and open this for you. Okay, we have something called Google Dork. Okay, Google Dork is actually, it's not a tool, it's something that will help you like search. Here, for example, let's say I put here site. This is Google Dorking basically. Let's say I want to search pentest ground.com. Okay, so it's going to check, it's going to give me only this all the domains with this URL. Okay, all of them, only this domains like this. Okay, so if I want to, for example, say here in URL, okay, and I type here in URL admin or something, there is nothing, because there is nothing there actually, but in case it is, you can use this one, or in title also there is a command called in title. Okay, we can we have subdomains actually. We can test here. We can say cpanel. Okay, in URL cpanel, put here cpanel for example, since we know that cpanel exists. Okay, but in URL or in title, I think it was in title. This is for the title. Okay, in our case it's not coming. Okay, it's not, maybe it's not indexed. Okay, this is maybe or the spelling actually here in URL. Yeah, I don't think it's indexed actually. So just the example of Google Dork is basically, it allows you to search efficiently. Like for example, let's say I want to search for file types. Okay, you can type file type here and type here PDF or exe or env, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's going to give you if this domain has anywhere like PDF posted or something, it's going to give you that, or this, or yeah. Okay, Google Dorking, basically there is another way here, advanced Google search here. Basically it's the same as Google Dork, I think. Okay, but simplifies it for you. Okay, not this one, Google Dorking. We have advanced search, and we have advanced Google search Dorking. It's advanced search actually, it's the same idea. So Google Dork is basically, it's a method of special search. Basically you can use site, file type. So basically it's used to limit this. For example, site here, the one we used, it's used to limit the results to one website or domain. Okay, in URL to find specific text inside the URL. Okay, like, and in title, so to check the titles. Okay, in-text search specific board. Yeah. So this stuff is basically in-text will search specific board. You can search also admin panels, logins in URL. Okay. So for example, let's say here we have here site. Okay. I'm going to use test php dot vulnweb. This is something else. .com. Okay, this is another vulnerable website. In URL, I'm going to look for admin. See, I found admin here. So basically, here I can use this one to log in. If it worked. Okay. That's actually the idea of Google Dorking. Where is it? 1 second. Yeah, so in URL, so because inside the URL there is admin here, in URL admin, or login. For example, I can look for something login. Okay, here this will let me log into the page. This is the URL that I can use to log in to the page, and many more. So basically this is Google Dorking. Okay, and we can use something called also Shodan IO, which is also used for this, for passive searching. Here you can search by the device, the IP. You can use the IP if you know the IP. For example, this is actually will give you anything publicly accessible IPs and servers that are publicly accessible. For example, I can type here OS and type Windows Server 2028. So it will give me any operating system, any Windows server that is publicly available, accessible on the internet. Okay, here. Okay, see this one is vulnerable. You can actually use it to access this one. I think I can just copy this one. I think I can go ahead and do it here. Let me try remote desktop here. Try to do it here. See, I can actually connect from here, but I'm not going to do it. But I think I could do it, right? Because it's available online in the public here. So probably it's very vulnerable and can be accessed easily. And same thing here. This is a server in China. You can see the country from here. This is a server in UK. I can do the same thing here. And here also, as you can see, it's using SMB version 1, which is vulnerable. And here you can find many things. You can find cameras also. It's not only Windows, right? You can also filter by country. For example, OS here. I can just type here country. I think it was the US, maybe. Yes. See, I filtered by country here. Okay. Now it's giving me only servers available in the United States, right? And I can also filter by city. Okay. I can filter, yeah. So let's say I want this IP. Okay, I can just go ahead and type, use the IP itself, right? If I know the IP, it will give me the same thing. Open ports, all these details. See, port 21 is open, FTP 135, 445. All these ports are DP. All these ports are open on this server. So this is one thing we can do in Shodan. Okay, you can search by ports. Okay, and there is actually a cheat sheet we can use for Shodan. If you go inside here, also you can. Okay, Shodan cheat sheet. Okay, you can search here, I think. So for example, you can search for camera models and brands. Okay, like here, Axis camera. You can just title Axis here. Okay, or product, this one. Okay, it's going to give you the cameras. Okay, publicly accessible cameras. Okay, using the sports and let's say Hikvision. Let me go ahead and try this one. Okay, I'm going to use this one, title Hikvision, to access the camera. I'm going to show them here. I'm going to type here. Yeah, so I want actually the country to be say, let's see, or let's see USA for example, no problem, or China, doesn't matter. No results again. Let me remove this one. It's okay, I got his IP here, Hikvision camera here, right, in China. Okay, I'm going to go ahead here. It's exposed. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to access it from here. Actually I can't access it right now because it's the port holes. Okay, you need to disable antivirus for this kind of testing actually, because it's going to be disabled for 9 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to run it again, see if it will work. Okay, but that's the idea, you got the idea. It's going to work if you keep checking. Okay, go through this GitHub page. Okay, it has tips, tricks, you can check not just cameras, you can check also other things here using Shodan. Basically vulnerabilities, title is to search, page title, like you can search admin panels here, and search products, Apache, you can find here country. These are the filters that we were using. City, if you want to check the city. Region, organization, Google. Yes, and this is the network, this is the IP. You can search by IP, just geolocation, it's for vulnerable. So basically you can also search by the vulnerability. Like let's say there is a server with this vulnerable to this eternal blue. You just copy this one, all, and search it here. It's going to probably work for you. Only available academic user. The vuln filter is okay, small. Okay, so here you're not going to be able to find it here. Actually, you have to pay for this. Yeah, either at the start of the subscription. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Okay. Next we have actually next tool that we need to try is actually we have Wapalizer here. This is a tool that will find account by technology they use. Basically, let's say I have it here installed. Okay, I can know what this website is using. Let me visit any website here. Okay, pentest.ground or anything here. Okay, I can tell you what technologies this website is using. I click this one. So basically it's using something called Fathom. It's using PHP. Okay, what code it's using? It's using Nginx. It's using this server and all these details. Okay, it will tell you what programming language, what the details this site is using. Okay, what technology and more information also. Wapalizer tool. And also we have another tool here for domain. It is called yeah, NetSpectre is actually very useful for Ocient, for domains basically. Let's say I type here a domain which is pentest_ground.com. Okay, so I can choose different types of scan: DNS, OWASP, lookup, or SSL, or anything. I'm just going to scan it here and scan it here. It's going to test everything. It's going to check the DNS, the location, the name servers, and OS lookup as well, SSL certificate, everything. Okay, and then it's going to give you all this detailed information. Subdomains, even subdomains, you can look on it. Okay, let it scan until it finishes. We can check one more tool, crt.sh. This tool basically is used for subdomain enumeration. Again, we can check here pentest-ground.com. Okay, just give it some time. It's going to search. Okay, it's going to give you a list of subdomains. Okay, it's going to check the SSL certificate, basically for each, for this domain, all the history of SSL certificate. From that, it's going to give you the domains available. Okay, like yeah, see, this is the result of CRT. So you can see these are all the domains available, and these are the subdomains that are available. There is more actually. In some cases they give you more, but more details, like more subdomains. Okay, you can use it to test, to collect subdomains basically. Okay, and NetSpectre actually is a good one. Actually, I am using it. And there is one more, Census. This is basically same like Shodan, same idea, the same concept. Okay, like for example, yeah, same idea, same concept. Okay, it's just going to search for any publicly available, accessible device or system, or server, or anything, cameras, whatever. Okay, and this is NetSpectre that I told you about. It's already searched, finished, I think. Did full scan, and it's all the details available. And yeah, wayback URL actually is same. One last tool that we need to look at for enumeration. Wayback URL is going to keep a copy of all the command line tool that allows you to fetch historical URLs of websites. Okay, it's not going to open for me because it's actually historical websites for web pages. Okay, you can look on which it's an archive, okay, of web pages, endpoints, links of domain. It has a picture, it takes snapshot of all the previous states of the website. Okay, you can have a look at it also for more details and links and URLs. So I think this is enough for this. Okay, and this was the passive URL section, passive scanning. In the next video we'll talk about active scanning. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video.